Back to School Learning at Home is sponsored by Hilo Pa'a Family to Family with support by the Hawaii State Department of Health.
Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us. The pandemic has many of us taking on new roles. For parents whose children are distance learning, it can be a challenge. How can we create a successful learning environment at home until it's safe for them to go back to the classroom? Tonight, our expert panel answers your questions and shares actionable tips that students, parents, and teachers can use right now. Our panelists are John Henry Lee, principal of Campbell High School, sharing the public school perspective. Phil Bossert, executive director of the Hawaii Association of Independent Schools, representing the state's private campuses. Logan Okita shares the teacher's view as a first grade instructor at Nimitz Elementary and the Teachers Union perspective as HSTA's secretary treasurer. And Dr. Alana Coffey, an educational psychologist and counselor. Thank you all for joining us, and we begin with our first question on online engagement, which went okay for some students, not so much for others, when schools had to shut down abruptly in the spring. This school year so far, how are kids doing on actual attendance online and engagement with the lessons? And what can be done to improve this? John Henry.
Well, we've seen a dramatic improvement from the fourth quarter of last year, which was kind of sudden and chaotic. And we've seen, just the fact that we've taken attendance. So that provides a certain level of accountability for our students. And then, of course, everything counts now. So we're not in enrichment anymore. So the grades count toward the assignment. So our teachers have been noting that, they see a pretty high percentage of students logging in, especially during our synchronous lessons, which are in real time. So they're happy to see their students, even though it can't be face-to-face. We are working with them directly online. So, and we're starting with the relationship building, which is key, letting them know that we care about them and want to find out about them as a person first and foremost. So we're happy to see that part of it and a lot more engagement to start our school year off.
That's great. And Phil, for the private schools, are you seeing the same there? And what are some of the tips and tricks for universal engagement?
Yeah, I agree with John. I think the switch in the spring, neither the teachers were ready nor the students and their families were ready to set up to accept and even to be engaged if they wanted to be engaged. And I think faculties, public and private, have worked all summer to make sure their lessons are there and the support is there. And in the private schools, most of them brought kids in for training, brought parents in for training, to help them support. And so what we're hearing, only about half of our schools are open yet for either online or in person. And so what we're hearing is that it's going much better this fall.
That's great. Alana, for the students who may feel a bit adrift still or have a hard time engaging and staying consistent, what are some tips and advice that you can give them for really getting down to business with their online classes?
Right. I think it differs from age to age. I mean, I think the elementary school child is very different than the middle school child and very different from the high school child. So it's not a sort of a cookie cutter approach to it. We have to be specific. And I ask parents to really know their child and what works and what resonates with their child, and also overly communicate with the teacher. So when the parent can anticipate the teacher and knows really in a broad sense over time what the teacher is requiring, they can help their child manage that time better. But this is a wonderful opportunity in many ways, and that allows the child to assume their own sovereignty over their own learning. And that's especially so for those high school students. They really are in charge of how much they learn. I encourage the parents at that age to kind of take a step back and allow the student and the teacher to do the work together.
Training wheels for college for a lot of them in that regard, then, for our juniors and seniors. Logan, you work with some of our younger students. What are some of your tips and tricks for keeping them engaged and reaching out when you see them start to fade away a little on the other end?
So during my 1 hour synchronous sessions every morning, I take lots of breaks with my students. So we go on a scavenger hunt where they have to find something in their house that either starts with the letter sound or matches the adjective that we're looking for, so that they're doing something engaging and they're leaving the screen because they need to get up and move. And normally we wouldn't be sitting for an hour with me teaching concepts back to back. So I try to break it up with movement breaks, and I get silly with them and I tell them that I know it's hard, and we take screen breaks, and I remind them that even while they're doing their work, once we're done, to take breaks, and I have them get back on with me in small groups later on so that we can work on some targeted skills. And I just try to make sure it's fun for them.
Well, it does sound like a lot of fun. Your class sounds like it works great. Now, lots of efforts have been made over the summer to ensure that there's enough devices and connectivity for all who didn't already have it at home. Gaps and inequities still exist, including having a place to learn appropriately. Think of a big family all trying to work and learn at the same time or spread out around the house, or a kid in a cramped residence, or a homeless child. What resources can people get to help with access and equity? John Henry.
I think equity and access basically speak to the heart of and purpose for public education, and the DOE has worked very hard. Our campus alone, we've lent out over 700 Chromebooks and hotspots to make sure that our students have access, because that's the only the only way they can get to connect with their teachers for the first and foremost. That place, making sure that they have a place to go to, because we do have some homeless situations, places where the house is just not conducive to learning. So we do have a learning lab. Other schools have learning hubs. So we've kind of transformed our cafeteria into a place where students can go, tap into their online learning, so they can have a Chromebook and access. And usually the cafeteria is bustling and noisy, but with a campus that's basically empty, it's very quiet and spacious. And we're able to kind of give them that opportunity. So we're grateful for that.
Right. Phil, how are the independent schools handling the same challenge?
So even though most people think private schools are rich and the families are rich, it's not the case. More than half of our 100 members are very small church-related schools. And in many cases, the schools themselves don't have the equipment to do the learning. So about, I would say, 30 of our schools have just said they can only do in-person learning, and are bringing their kids into their church basement or their whatever it is where they learn. But I would say the other 60 or so of our schools have made sure that the students do have an iPad or a laptop to work with at home, and again, I mentioned that they have worked with parents to help the parents understand how to support the learning of the children.
Thank you. And now a viewer question. Why are the teachers using so many different learning and teaching platforms? Google Classroom, Blackboard, Flipgrid, chats, messages, and emails. Many parents and students are frustrated. So much time spent clicking on links, finding assignments, and following up with emails. I know I can relate, and my son as well. Is there a way to streamline from the school's side and to track and keep up better from the students' side? Logan.
So it's definitely overwhelming. I think it's overwhelming from the teacher's side and from the home side. As a teacher, I felt like I was walking into a buffet and I wanted to pick everything because everything has a really neat tool or purpose, and I wanted to try it all. But I've had parents last school year tell me this was too much. We had too many platforms. And so I tried to minimize it and keep it as narrow as possible, but pick the things that had the most bang for their buck. I've provided them with a place to have all of the links that we need so that whenever they have a question, I direct them to the exact same link every day so that they can access all of the other links that they need in order to work. And I think I've taught my first graders now how to bookmark and how to log on so that I would normally be doing it in class with them and teaching them, okay, when we use our reading curriculum, we use this website. And it's just giving them some time to practice logging in and teaching them how to use the resources they have. And then communicating with the teacher. If you feel like it's too much, teachers are open to it, and we want to make it as meaningful and as easy as possible for students and families to be doing at home.
Those sound like great tips. Bookmarks and a centralized page of links. I know in our house we've been making paper grids and where to find what and trying to check those off through the day. Alana, are there some different strategies from an educational psychologist perspective that would help the kids and the parents to follow along with better organization?
Right. First of all, I think that being patient and really assuming best intentions is a really wonderful way to come at this and approach it. Because as a mental health worker, I have parents that are calling me and they're very frustrated. I have to keep reminding them the teachers are doing the best they can. No one knew this was going to happen. We didn't expect it to last so long, and to really be flexible with that. But also understand that the children, and I'm really impressed that your first graders are already doing this, Logan. Brava. But the children are used to the technology more than we parents and grandparents. This is actually their world. They're more adept at using it. So we can rely on their skills some.
Thank you. For our next question, a lot of viewers had concerns about screen time. How do you balance this when school is online all day only?
Alana.
Just know at least what the signs and symptoms of screen fatigue. What are those signs? And the adults know because we get a sore neck, headache, things like that. But the children are starting to report things like blurred vision. It's just dry eye. They're having a hard time because they're staring at screen. So what we are asking parents, and I think the schools are also the ones putting out this information, have the children get up, stand up, take breaks when those break opportunities are available. Sometimes when they're off of class, they want to stay and roll through the screen time, but it really encouraged them to get up and go to the restroom or get a drink or a snack or something like that. If they can't, we ask them to look beyond the screen at an object in the room just to rest their eyes away from the screen. So there's little tricks like that, definitely stay in touch with teachers, counselors, and other parents. And when school is done, get off the screen and go do something physical. Don't stay on the screen. So that's what I recommend.
Good tips. Logan, you mentioned the scavenger hunts and the things that you do with your young children. Can you tell us about some more things you might do there, or what you're hearing that teachers with older kids are doing too to get them up off the couch, or don't just gravitate to a video game or something between their courses?
So we're reminding them that during session, we get up and take a break. And then a lot of the assignments we're providing are actually paper assignments so that they're not focusing on a screen. And then I'm asking my parents to just take a picture of their work and post it instead of them completing the work online. That way they're forced to take a screen break because they're doing the work on paper. We're assigning PE lessons, and so we're encouraging them to go outside for their PE lesson to do the activity that our PE teacher shares with them and ask them to go outside. And I ask my students every day what they did outside the day before to encourage that healthy habit. And I talk to them about how I have to take a break outside. And so that after we're done, I go outside and take a walk because the screen is too much for me as an adult. And so I remind them about that healthy habit. And I tell them your body needs the sunshine, so make sure you go outside and play for a little while. And they seem to be happy to tell parents, I need to go outside, my teacher said.
That's great. I know in our house, our dog has never been walked so much as he is now. When in doubt, take the dog for a walk. Okay, the next question comes from a Kalani High School student, Ariana Kakugawa, and she'll ask this one herself.
As a student, I want to work together with my peers and teachers so that we can all pioneer this new era of schooling together. Are you open to the idea of establishing an online communication medium between students, parents, and teachers so that we can discuss constructive reviews and possible suggestions of best strategies to teach online?
And the first to answer Ariana's question is Logan.
So this is definitely the time to collaborate and to work with everybody in our village to improve the process. I've appreciated feedback that parents are sending to me and that I'm receiving from other teachers. I think I'm getting the best professional development of my career by just talking to teachers throughout the school, throughout our district, throughout our state, and even across our country about what we're doing to make teaching during a pandemic fun for our students and how we're trying to use our tools to the best of their abilities.
That's excellent. John Henry, is there a way at the complex or even the district level to formalize that into what Ariana suggests in terms of there being a hub or a communications central to get all these ideas to bubble to the top?
I think it's absolutely possible, and it's exciting. We also have to look for the silver lining. And although it's, in the middle of the pandemic and we're forced to innovate, I think exactly what Logan said, there's so many great things that are happening. It is like a buffet, and that's why teachers have always been lifelong learners, and we're picking up so many different things. When we get past this, we should not revert back to business as normal. Absolutely not. So we're well aware that there are some students that are actually thriving in this. We had a senior address our faculty meeting and talk about the experience with distance learning, and she was honest. And she said she actually prefers it, this way. So there are some students that are absolutely comfortable and they enjoy this learning platform. And we want to make sure that we accommodate all of our learners. So absolutely willing to participate. And I think it's very possible to make sure that we can, make sure we hit that niche of student that, wants to participate in that and provide the balance for all of our students.
That's great. And Phil, how do you network the independent schools together with their best practices, what's working for them, and getting that all-important student input to make it the best it can be?
So there's 120 independent schools in Hawaii, and we're not organized as like the Department of Education. We provide roundtables and forums for discussion of these items, issues among teachers and administrators. And then we don't really have, at the HAIS level, a student forum. So I think that might be a very good idea that Ariana's brought up. But within each school, student voice is very important. And I know many of our schools, while they were planning over the summer, involved students in that planning process.
Excellent. Well, the pandemic has been a time of tremendous stress with so many changes taking their toll on mental and physical health of youth and adults alike. What is being done to help our kids stay healthy in mind and body while rarely leaving the house? And any tips for parents and teachers to try to help keep their own sanity? Alana.
So this is a time for some of the children, it's interesting to hear John Henry say this, who already had anxiety or depression. This type of distance learning has benefited them in a very surprising way. They are able to learn from the comfort of their home, feel engaged, and not feel so odd at being socially isolated. Before they would look at, social media and they'd be like, why am I not at that event or that party? So it's been greatly normalized. So it's been leveled. So surprising benefits are coming from slowing down, staying closer to home, and being just more thoughtful and deliberate about our engagement and our social engagement. Now, with that said, myself and all the therapists in my collective are very, very busy right now. I really want to congratulate and give a shout out to the parents who proactively sign their children up for mental health services or for themselves having come for some support. We're all very busy. We're working hard, even into the evening and the weekend, because we really do want to help people to reduce their anxiety and their stress. And sometimes coming and talking with us has been very helpful, and being, again, mindful and thoughtful about how to stay socially engaged but physically distant. And so these platforms are very helpful for that. There's ways to cook together, play together, watch movies together. So we try to help people to stay connected but physically distant through this time.
Thank you. Logan, do you see signs of stress or difficulties even in the young kids?
There's definitely signs in the younger students. I've had students say that they don't have friends and to them having a friend means that they're coming to school and playing with their classmates. And so we've talked a lot about how we're a classroom community and a family even through the screen, and that being in school while they're at home isn't the same, and that I miss them. And I've had parents reach out and say that they're stressed out and they're not sure how to help their own children. And a lot of my parents are like, I don't know how to do this. And I've encouraged them to give themselves grace, the same way they've given me a lot of grace as we've adapted and adjusted, but that they need to take time for themselves. And even if it means everybody in the house goes out for a walk together because you can't leave your kids at home, but you take them out for a walk, and then that's kind of adult time by yourself while your child's outside playing. Everybody's getting fresh air and everybody's getting a chance to decompress in some way. I think it's really important, and grace is definitely my word for the year. We've all got to understand that individual circumstances and situations are different, and we all have to give each other a little bit of space and grace to get through it.
Now, what accommodations are being made for students who have special needs, individual education plans, and other learning differences? What resources do the students have and the parents have, and to whom do they reach out? John Henry.
And these vulnerable students absolutely need, some special attention to make sure that we are, taking care of them. With technology, it is harder to make sure that we're meeting all of their needs. Some common methods are using breakout rooms. So whether we're in a virtual kind of setting, we do have the ability to pull them off to the side to give them targeted supports. Some of the tech tools, you've mentioned in a previous question, they're very effective at being able to kind of scaffold things and chunk it. So it's not so big and overwhelming, and we can make it a little bit more bite-sized to make sure that if we need to take a step back and even visit, something that was introduced previously or in an earlier year even, to make sure we give them that foundation so they're successful.
Phil, what do you see the independent schools doing?
So I would say certainly the Department of Education handles many more cases in the area of special education and the like than the private schools do. But I know from some of our schools, like Variety School or Asset School, that are dedicated to that type of thing, most of those have hired additional staff to make sure that it's more individualized than it was before. And I think that's probably in all of our schools that when they have identified the needs of particular students who have special learning needs, that it's ended up having to hire additional teachers or teaching assistants to work one-on-one with those students in their special situations.
And Alana, what are the particular risks for children with special needs when they're put into the distance learning environment?
So in my clientele, the special needs are three areas that I see are anxiety, depression, and ADHD. Those little lovelies, they have a hard time with this kind of platform because they can multitask and they believe they can do it very well. So they're prone to boredom and being busy and squirrely in their seat. And one of the things that this platform does, though, is it allows the teacher to really see those behavior cues and call it out in a certain kind of way. And they can use a chat and they can call those kids out in a way that's not shaming or embarrassing because they can do a private call out. So again, there are opportunities here that if we reframe it are very, very positive. But the boredom factor is a big one for some of the children, but this is also a normalizing device for people who are both depressed or anxious. Now, one of the things that's different between now teaching versus the after spring break teaching is this time the teachers are a lot more prepared. And so what they're asking kids to do is put like a background behind them if they're embarrassed, so that the children who are prone to anxiety don't have to have people running behind or a messy house scene, and they're more able to show up because last time they were blotting out their screen and they were turning off their visuals. So now, there's just lots of little tricks that the teachers have really improved in such a short period of time to be able to accommodate these children. So that's what I've been seeing a lot of.
That brings us to the end of our questions. Thank you so much to our panelists for participating. We're going to take a short break, and when we return, I'll be speaking one-on-one with a special needs expert.
3 tips for healthy relationships in uncertain times. Speak with aloha, even when angry. Listen to your keiki and partner. Encourage them to do what they enjoy. Connect with free statewide resources at theparentline.org. We're in this together.
I'm a Kama'aina kid.
And so am I.
Me too.
We love Kama'aina kids. Kama'aina Kids has over 100 locations, so there's always a location near you, with all-day preschools before and after school programs and seasonal day camps full of awesome activities. From infants to teens, we've got you covered.
Call 262-4538 or visit us on our website.
Kama'aina Kids, Hawaii's enrichment and education professionals.
Staying at home with your keiki? Keep them busy. Talk story, play educational games, cook meals together, or plan home and craft projects. Need ideas? Connect with free statewide resources at theparentline.org. We're in this together.
We're pleased to bring you now this special segment with Leolinda Iokepa, President and CEO of Hilo Pa'a, which specializes in helping children with special medical needs. Welcome to you.
Thank you so much, Tina.
The challenges aren't just for the children. Let's talk about the parents and the adults. This has been such a hard time. What are some tips for managing through all of this, especially if you have a special needs child even if they don't have special medical or social needs?
Yeah, exactly. There's no time like this that, that we've been able to experience. Some of those things that we talk about, and I think we heard in the panel earlier about the oxygen mask, right? So just really kind of thinking about, taking care of yourself first, picking your battles. I think respite at this point in time is very critical. I call our families who care for children with special health needs the 32/7s, that they're 24-hour caregivers, and on top of that, they have responsibility to the community, to their workers, to their employers. And so how do we then adapt? So, one is, I think for families is to make it okay to ask for help. We're all in this together experiencing it. For some of our families, asking for help is very difficult or challenging. What we would put out to the community is offer help. Don't wait for mom or dad to say, I need assistance. Many natural supports that would normally be here in a non-pandemic time are restricted. So grandparents would normally pick up some of the slack. But, for health and safety reasons, there may not be that level of interaction. So really we're asking the community kind of step up.
What other resources can parents reach out for through Hilo Pa'a, whether it's training, how-tos, or where to go to get this kind of help?
Right. So we do offer a warm line. We're available by phone, email, texting, and the web. But we are also very connected to many of the community organizations in our state that serve our families and children together. We're very excited to share with you that we are partners in 2 huge events that are coming up next month, specifically geared for families with children with special health care needs across the age continuum. We have our Special Parent Information Network Conference, the SPIN 2020 Home Edition. It's the 34th conference. 34 years this conference has been happening. It's the largest statewide conference for families and their professional partners, but this year it's going to be online. That's occurring for us in October. The following week, we're focusing on the needs of transitioning youth to adulthood. Those youth and young adults that really need the extra support and planning and thinking about how are they going to be able to reach those self-determined lives that they're meant to. It'll be on the 24th, and we're really looking forward to engaging as many families as possible to come and access here and access the resources.
Thank you. We'll put all of these links online, including to those conferences, so go to our website to check for more. Thank you so much to Leolinda and for the work that you do. Whether you're a parent watching tonight, a student, or a teacher, we hope you've had a chance to take away some actionable tips to make learning at home easier. We hope the rest of this unprecedented school year goes as smoothly as it can under the circumstances. I know my children look forward to getting back to their friends and their teachers, and we all hope the day comes soon when that's safe for everyone to do. Have a good evening and a great and healthy tomorrow.
Back to School Learning at Home was sponsored by Hilo Pa'a Family to Family with support by the Hawaii State Department of Health.